Hello, Terry Lane again. Today we're going to try to get the third part of the analysis procedure all down in video form. Previously we have shown you how to get the instrument out of the box, make all the connections, get the eluent degassed and flowing, and how to build a calibration. The second video is building a calibration. Today we're going to use that calibration to do an analysis. I have a sample here which I just prepared this morning. It is a hemp sample. I weighed out 0.426 grams of hemp, which I had ground up in a coffee grinder. I homogenized it, and I took samples from different parts of the pile. I poured it out and sampled from different parts to try to get a representative sample. So I weighed 0.426 grams of the hemp powder into 18.603 grams of Everclear, which is 190 proof or 95% ethanol. After extracting that into the Everclear for 1 hour, I took 0.466 grams of the extract and diluted it into 18.685 grams of 50% Everclear and 50% distilled water. You have to use a weaker solvent, less organic, in the stuff than the sample you're going to inject. If you don't, it will push the early peaks out too soon. So I'm going to take a sample of this, remove the top, quickly reach in, get some sample, pull it up, and immediately put the cap back on. I think we've emphasized that enough already, but I'll say it again. It's imperative that you limit evaporation. You can also see that when we do a real sample, we have particulates in there. There's a little bit of color to it. We are thinking about extracting cannabinoids, which we are, but we also extract proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and you can see some plant material, just some chunks of cellulose probably. So I'm going to put this up here, rotate this back toward me, come over here and verify that this is on 50. Place this into here. This is imperative now with all these particulates that we use the filter. If we don't, the particulates will get into the injector and cause problems. So just always make sure you have a filter in place. So I'm going to push enough of this through there to flush anything that was in the loop out, and make sure there's nothing in there but what we're putting in there right now. Okay. I'm going to come over to here. I'm going to simultaneously rotate this back and select Start. And we're going to collect a chromatogram. We'll come back in about 5 or 6 minutes after we've collected the early part and let you see the end of the chromatogram. Okay, we have collected the chromatogram. This is cannabidiol, CBD. You can see there's some low-level cannabinoids. This is an unknown, that's an unknown. That one should be CBN, and THC should be right in here at about 8.4 minutes. And there is not a detectable peak. I didn't mean to drip on the screen. There's no detectable THC there. So we have just run a standard and the THC comes out at 8.4 minutes. So you can see there's nothing between 8 minutes and 9 minutes that is more than 2 times the noise. So there is no THC detectable. So I'm going to stop this. I'm going to go into Documents, C-Vue Data, and I'm going to save it as KCC, and we'll call this Analysis B. Decarb, those are the weights I've already recorded, so I'm going to say OK. And now we're going to come up here to Analyze. We're going to go back into the Manila folder, back down to Raw Data. I'm going to go to Documents, C-Vue Data, and open up KCC. I'm going to open up the B version that we just collected. I'm going to come over and change the axes as we've done on the standards. Change that to -1. This up here, I think we need to go to about 7 since it's pretty large CBD peak. So I'm going to come over here to manual. We're going to integrate by left clicking at the beginning and the ending of each peak, which in this case there will only be one. So I'm going to come here to put the little plus sign, the tangent right there at the beginning of the peak, click, and out here where it seems to end, click. There is nothing at 8.4 minutes. This right here where the plus sign is where the THC would be. That should be CBN, and these other little humps are unknowns. So now I'm going to right click. We're going to only integrate the one peak. Name and cal peaks. We're just going to name CBD. We're going to come down here and load external standard. We're going to use CBD, the one that we did on the 12th. We used gain of 100 and light level of -99. We'll say OK. And now we're done here. We only have one peak to integrate, so we have the name for it. We have the calibration equation done. We come down here to analyze. I've already entered the weights. As I told you earlier, we weighed 0.426 grams of the homogenized powder and extracted it into 18.6 grams of 190 proof Everclear. We took 0.466 grams of this stuff and diluted it into 18.685 grams of 50% Everclear and 50% distilled water. So the weights are correct. Now we come over. The amount is 31.9%, 31.9 milligrams per gram of CBD. And we would, when we do the report, I'm going to put the sample ID, we'll just call it KCC hemp. And analyst name will be me, TL, like in Terry Lane. Notes, we'll put no THT, no THC. Well, it doesn't want me to type right now. No THC detected. And we would hit print. We don't have a printer connected, but if we did, it would print out a report and show the chromatogram, the data, and the notes as well. So that's the way you do an analysis. If you have any questions, give me a call. Terry Lane, area code 864-967-9525. Thank you for your attention.